2026 will break hotels that don't learn how to adapt. So today I'm going to summarize exactly how you can prepare your hotels for this AI revolution. First, I'm going to show you what an AI receptionist sounds like today. And yes, this is actually already live for many of my clients. Second, I'm going to show you an overview of how this actually works. I won't make this boring and super technical, but just enough for you business owners to understand what is possible and how these pieces connect and fit together. And third, I'm going to show you a cost breakdown, so you can see exactly how much money you're leaving on the table simply by being too slow to adapt. If you are new to the channel, then welcome. My name's Liam. I've helped many different companies use this tech to save quite a lot of money every single year. If you would like to do the same for your business and work with me, then you can find a link down below which you can use to book a free AI consultation call. As always, I am limiting the spots to only the first 3 people that apply, so I hope to see you in there, and now let's dive into the live demo. To understand this tech best, I want to show you a live demo from my previous video. This is an AI receptionist which you can call, talk to like a real human, and you will actually see how this live makes bookings in your real system, sends emails, and so on. And in addition, afterwards, I'm breaking down exactly how this works in a very, very basic format so you can understand what's happening and how it connects together.
Hi, Liam. Thanks for calling the Grand Hotel Geneva. I'm Kate. What can I do for you
Hey
today?
Kate, I'd like to stay for 4 nights with 3 people starting tomorrow. Would that be possible?
Okay, perfect, Liam. Let me check one second. Okay, sorry, but unfortunately that's not available, but I can offer you one day later. Would that work for you as well?
1 day later. Yeah, that's fine as well. What would the price be for that?
For your stay, the total price will be $582.
Okay,
Would you
yeah,
like
sure,
to proceed
that
with the
works.
book?
Let's go ahead and book that. Do you need my email and details again, or do you still have them from last time?
Yeah, let me quickly check our system for your information. Okay, perfect. I found your information and confirmed the booking for 3 people from June 21st to June 25th. I've sent a confirmation email to advantsolutions@gmail.com. You can check in after 3 p.m.
Okay, great.
Is
Well,
there
thank you so
anything else?
much. I'll see you then. Bye-bye. All right, that sounded pretty amazing. Now let me actually show you how this works. So as a really high-level overview, this is where the call starts, and this is where the AI agent lives. Before the call even connects, we send a little piece of code to a system in the backend, which uses the caller's phone number to check in your actual booking system. And if that customer has made a booking before, then we send their details into the AI. The AI can now greet you by your name and doesn't need to ask for billing details or the email address. Next, it has a couple of other tools to choose from. For example, it can check availability, or it can use another tool to actually make a booking. And these tools themselves, they are code, they are 100% reliable. And the AI agent, all it needs to do is decide when do I use which tool and in which order do I use them, which means that there's a very, very, very little margin of error, especially because there's no misunderstanding of emails or details because they were already sent into the agent before the call even starts. So as you've just seen, AI is probably a lot further than you might have thought, and it's already extremely reliable, which is why it can be used in these use cases. But even though it might be reliable, I'm a big fan of trust, but I'm a bigger fan of data to make sure that it's actually performing like it should. So next, let me show you how we track this in the backend. So here we are in a software called Airtable. And Airtable is basically just it's a fancy spreadsheet. And in here, we have all of the reports for the calls. Now, of course, this is fake data, right? I'm not showing you real client data in this case. But after the AI hangs up, it will send a few bits of information through. Some of them are fixed and some of them are AI generated. So fixed would be the phone number that was calling from, the date and time, the location that was called, the cost, the duration, and so on. But then the AI is also able to extract the customer's name, and it can categorize the calls and give them labels. So for example, it can categorize this call as a general inquiry, this person made a booking, this person made a booking at the restaurant, this person made a cancellation, and so on. Next, we have the call recording. This is not available in all countries. In Europe, this is a bit trickier due to data regulation. But we do have the transcript of the call and also a summary. The transcript is fixed, but the summary is AI generated once again, which is cool to just get a quick overview. But better than this, we can do a few things with this. We can, first of all, at the end of every month, have another AI analyze all of these call transcripts and tell us what happened. But even better than that is to build a dashboard from all of this data. And you can actually use Airtable's inbuilt AI to generate dashboards like this, which is pretty cool. So let me give you a preview of what this could look like. So say one morning you open the dashboard here, and you would see, look, today the AI already made 50 calls. We spent only $84, and we can see over here that Bern and Zurich were the most popular with 10 calls this morning. And overall, we have 40% bookings, then 14% event inquiries, restaurant bookings, and so on. And these are the categories that I talked about, right? These are AI categorized. And next, you can also click on all of these records and then look at the summary, look who made the call, and so on. So this is pretty cool, right? You can easily see very quickly how the AI is performing, how many bookings were made. And if there's trouble at any point, of course, the AI has the ability to transfer to a live human at the front desk. The second question I think most of you will be asking yourselves is, how much does this cost? There's a few parts to it. So this mainly depends on how many calls you get, because the softwares that we use, like Retail AI or Vapi, which are two very, very big providers used on enterprise grade levels, they charge per minute. So this is not what you're paying me, this is what you're paying the AI to work, the fuel. This depends on how good is the person that you're working with, right? Do they have a very big prompt? Is the system efficient? This can range between, as low as 10 to 12 cents, all the way up to 20 cents if you're working with someone who just doesn't know what they're doing. I usually see results of around 11 to 13 cents is a very, very good benchmark. So next, what I've assumed is that an average employee can handle 80 calls per day. Now this is very optimistic, seeing that receptionists will most likely have to also handle guests, also send emails and do a bunch of other stuff. So 80 calls is very, very generous. And next, you can adjust here the amount of the amount of money that you're paying an employee. In the US, around 40,000 for a good front desk staff is average, and the average call duration is at 3 minutes. So now you can also input you can adjust all of this if you want, by the way. But now you can also input the call volume. So say you have 10 different hotels and each of them gets 50 calls per day. That will be 500 calls a day across all hotels. Which means that you're monthly paying around 7 employees 23,000, right? And if you have 10 hotels, you're probably paying a little more, but I like to be conservative. So then when we click generate, we've calculated the yearly savings. So as you can see here, we have the forecast for the next 12 months. So the without AI column, in this case, would be 23,000, right? What you'd be paying a human. With AI column has two parts to it. You see a big number here, 56,000. I'll explain what that is in a moment. And then you have the with AI usage costs, which is 12 cents times 500 calls times 3 minutes per day, right? And immediately you can see that AI is closing in on 5 times as cheap as the human is, which is pretty cool. And hence you can see that every month you're saving $17,000. Now, the 56,000, this depends on the setup, right? So if you're working with me, for example, this would be the quote that I'd give you. I can tell you this will be the usage cost that you're paying the AI softwares, and this is what you would, for example, pay me to set up the AI and configure it and train it and so on. This can vary from really small builds from like 3,000 up to 200,000, so it depends on the complexity. But overall, you can see that already after the second month, you are saving and making quite a lot of money. In the third month, you're already saving 5 figures. In the 8th month, you're saving 6 figures. And at the end of this, you are saving $182,533.33 just on human labor. Now, this doesn't even account for a few other things. So if we go over here, right, this is basically just a screenshot of what I just showed you. It's not like you're trading this in for a worse system, right? You're actually upgrading. You are getting 24/7 service, right? You can actually have more than 10 calls at once, which means that there is no more wait time. Like, quite genuinely, wait time is gone. Customers get instant service. And it of course saves a bunch of time, hugely cost effective. So at the end of the day, you get paid $182,533.33 for having better customer service. You can use your humans in a better way, and it's super scalable. This is why I love AI. If that sounds interesting to you and you would like to work with me, once again, there is a link down below to book a completely free AI strategy session. I hope to see you in there, and if not, then I will see you in the next video.